Good morning. This is Remy again. How are you guys doing? I hope everything is fine with you guys. Just coming to you guys and make my videos. What I'm cooking today is fried ribs. So there's two steps on this, what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna make the ribs tender. So what I'm gonna do is get 5 cups of water with this, and we're gonna put it in the water to boil with a medium-sized onion, 2 bay leaf, some black peppercorn, and some red crushed pepper. That's if you want this one, if you want it a little spicy. So what we're gonna, I took 2 pounds of rib tips, and I'm gonna put it with some water, and I'm gonna boil it between 45 to 1 hour, and in medium high. Just make sure it's tender. It depends on your heat, your fire. So just check it out. It's usually between 45 minutes to an hour. We don't want it falling off the bone, just tender, because we're gonna fry this after we boil it. So I will show you the finished product after I boil these ribs up, okay? So this is my rib tip. It's about 2 pounds in my pot. Make sure it's enough water in there because we're gonna have it boiling for between, like I said, 45 to an hour. Even if it's 30 minutes, if it's tender already, please take it out. You don't, like I said, don't want it falling off the bone, just tender. So in this pot, I will put my onion in here, my 1 medium cut onion in here, my 2 bay leaf, and what I forgot to mention is some salt, about 1.5 tablespoons of salt, just for seasoning purposes. But we will season the ribs again before we fry it, so it will be tasty. And some red crushed pepper and our peppercorn. All this flavor together will bring out the taste of the ribs while it's boiling, and it's going to be tasty. And then we're going to go ahead and boil it. It's going to be a crispy rib tips, okay?
Go to you.
So I'm going to put this up for medium high. Like I said, we'll check it in 30 minutes, see if it's tender. If it's tender, take it out. And if it's not, boil it for another 45 minutes, check it. If it's not tender, make it an hour. And so an hour should do it. If it's not, it wasn't tender within 30 or 45 minutes. So we will show you, and I will show you how to fry this and get it ready to get it fried on our pan, okay? So we finished boiling our ribs tip. I did it for an hour to make sure it's tender. And now what I'm gonna do is make sure the tips are completely dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. And the trick to this is to make sure when you're frying, it's completely dry. So what I'm gonna do is dry it, and I'm gonna strain it. And I have 2 cracked eggs in this bowl, and I also have 2 cups of flour in here, and I'm gonna put half a tablespoon, not too much, of sugar and some tablespoon of salt. And you want to make sure that your flour and your meat is seasoned well. And so I will season that up, and I will scramble this egg up. I will put this on the side like this. because I will pour the ribs in here and this bowl and this eggs. You could do it a couple at a time, whatever's easier for you. So you make sure you put the eggs in here, and I will keep going. And as you can see, you don't need all the onion, the bay leaf in here. You're just taking the ribs out. Take that out. And my ribs are pretty tender. So when you fry it, you don't have to make sure it's cooked, because this is well cooked. You just want to have it so it will be crispy ribs, like fried. So I will mix this all up, and while it's in the bowl, I will add, I think I'm gonna use my hand. If you guys don't mind, you could use gloves if you like, but I like to use my hand. As you know, this is seasoned. Make sure your ribs is coated, that it's seasoned pretty well. I like my meat seasoned and tender. Make sure your thing is about a cup or two. It depends on how well you like your meat seasoned. I'm gonna put pepper on this, and also with pepper, you will know how much you want on your pepper, because you know we put the chili pepper already when we boil. So here we are. I want it a little bit coated again, and this is what it looked like. So just make sure, and then we will go ahead and put it in the flour now. And my oil is heating in my skillet and my wok, and I just want to mix it all up. Make sure, like the seasoning, the flour is, your meat is coated with the flour in it. So, making a mess, but it's gonna be worth it. So now I'm gonna rinse my hand, and then I'm gonna start frying. Make sure all your ribs, let me wash my hand real quick. Make sure all your ribs is perfectly coated with your seasoning and flour. They're all ready. My ribs, as you can see, is all coated. We're gonna put it in my wok. Make sure enough oil in there, and I'm gonna do it one by one, or a couple. And make sure that you don't crowd your pan, because that will help it be crunchy. So I'm finished frying my rib. I made my plate for dinner. As you can see, I have the fried ribs, the baked beans, and some string beans. This is, you can, if you don't want to eat it dry, you can use some chili sauce or some barbecue sauce. If you please, try it, give it a taste, and you'll love it.